Hello from Stefano at RV Measurements. In this video, we are going to look at a particular tool, a specific instrument for adhesion testing on coatings. The version we are going to illustrate is the automatic version of the pull-off adhesion tester. That is to say, a method that is used for adhesion testing on pull-off coatings. The version we're presenting, as we mentioned, is the automatic version of the pull-off adhesion tester. There is also a manual version, which is the ARW-T05 model. This, on the other hand, is the ARW-T05A version. As we can clearly see here, the protective carrying case is impressively large, and once we take a look inside, we find the comprehensive documentation alongside the primary main unit itself, which is securely placed inside. The instrument, where essentially the control unit is located, is where we perform all the settings and measurements. We find the piston, which is where we will attach the dollies. We'll see later how this is done. We have a circular saw that allows us to isolate the area we are going to examine. We have a two-component adhesive. This is used to glue the dollies in place. The dollies are simply platforms that are used for this purpose. Specifically, they are used to carry out the test directly on the coating. The pull-off test is performed by attaching them directly to the piston. This version is an automatic one, so it has a motorized traction system, unlike the manual version, which uses a pump system. Here we find what is the gun with its attachment system. This is the gun where we will insert the two-component adhesive cartridge. This specialized two-component cartridge is, of course, a high-performance adhesive that features exceptionally strong and reliable industrial-grade bonding power from the experts at 3M. You can very easily find this specific product at almost any local or online retailer that carries this widely recognized and trusted brand. It is inserted directly into this gun and is used precisely as an adhesive dispenser. We have the power supply for charging, then we have a cable for connecting to the PC, and we'll see how to connect it. And also the data, we have the possibility to extract it, and a handy strap that allows us to attach it directly over the shoulder or to carry it on our back, in case we need to move around or have equipment that needs to be transported. Now let's take a detailed look at the features and settings of the ARW-T05A automatic adhesive pull-off tester. As we can see, we have a very large screen, a screen that allows us to control all the functions and settings of the device via touch. The first function we are going to look at is the settings function. The comprehensive settings function allows us to easily configure the specific unit of measurement, megapascals or psi, iobesi, and to accurately set the current year, the month, the day, and the exact time. Once we have set these, including the language, of course, we confirm the settings. The bar will then automatically update accordingly. Once we have made these settings, there is no need to do it again unless we want to change the unit of measurement. After setting the functions, we exit the screen and have the option to set the measurement parameters. The measurement parameters are located on the right side of the display. The first is the dolly. The dolly is simply the platform that we use to perform the pull-off test. The kit includes two 20mm packs, which is the standard size that allows us to measure on metallic substrates. The standard that regulates the pull-off adhesion test, therefore the pull-off test, is ISO 4624, and where we can find the guidelines. Regarding this aspect, as we can see, we have the 10 and 14mm sizes, which are used for coatings with very high adhesion coefficients. And then we have the 50mm in either circular or square form. So as for the 50mm kits, we also offer them on our website. A circular kit where we provide 10 dollies of 50mm, one piece, because with the 50mm size, it is necessary to replace the last piece, which is very simple. You just unscrew and screw in the last part of the plunger. And the saw, which will no longer be 20mm but 50mm, which is what you need to isolate the dolly. Once we have glued it, we go on to isolate it from the substrate. Once we have selected regarding the specific size of the camera dolly, We now have the professional option to carefully select both the movement rate and the maximum speed limit. So these two parameters are the ones that need to be set for sampling. This is an automatic instrument, so it performs an automatic pull. In the rate version, we have the option to set a range that, depending on the type, must be considered according to the size of the dollies, from 0.1 MPa per second to 1.5 MPa per second. Is the pressure with which the instrument performs the pull. The maximum limit, on the other hand, is from 0.7 MPa to 24 MPa in the case of the 20 millimeter. If the platform changes, we have a different range. Now, we are not going to set it because we will do a test without, let's say, the dolly being glued. What we will then look at is the curve directly on the display. Once we have made the setting, the last one is hold. Activating the hold C function allows you to maintain a consistent and steady holding pressure at the precise moment when the specialized instrument detects that it has reached a maximum pressure level during the critical pull-off phase of the procedure. Generally, this time should be set to a maximum of 60 seconds. We can set it from 0 to 999. Now we are going to perform a mock measurement test, meaning we are not going to glue anything, but we will carry out a test. We have 3 buttons that we can see: start, return, and stop, which are the ones that allow us to perform the measurement. The first operation is to glue the dolly onto the coating using the 2-component adhesive. And then, once we have waited the necessary time for the 2-component adhesive to bond, we will connect the platform, the plunger, directly to the dolly. On the platform part, as we can see, there is a sliding section. We do not lift it, we simply attach it. Once it is attached, we can proceed with the measurement. The measurement is carried out simply by pressing the start button. We apply a pressure that in reality is not actual. The moment we release, it is as if we have simulated a tear automatically. In this case, we do not have a high pressure, so we do not get an accurate reading on the display, on the graphic display, but the device will perform and then stop itself. The next function is to carefully release the mechanical platform, which will obviously be located deep inside the unit, and then proceed to reset the entire device back to its original return function. So we will go ahead and press down on the return button, and then patiently wait for the internal mechanism of the device to fully complete this operation, let's say, of returning all the way back to the latch position. Once this specific operation is entirely complete, we can then press directly down on the plunger to return it to its original starting position. At the end, that is the plunger. Actually, if you look closely at the interface, it goes down. At this specific point in the process, once we have successfully taken this measurement, it is important to note that we haven't officially saved it into the system memory yet. When we initially took the measurement, we could have simply pressed the save button to store it for later use. The clear function is specifically used to reset the entire screen, essentially to clear all current data. Finally, the query option allows us to view exactly what we have stored whenever we save some readings for our records. This storage, we have the convenient option to observe the data results directly on the instrument's built-in high-resolution display, or if you prefer, we can also establish a direct connection to your personal computer system for further analysis. A dedicated USB interface cable is included in the package, which we can easily connect directly into the specific port located on the right side of the instrument housing. This allows for seamless data transfer and real-time monitoring on a larger screen. Once we connect it to the PC, a new dialog window will automatically pop up on your screen. Once we have this window open, we can then access and open all of the various files that are currently stored inside of it. What do we have here? LibreOffice, but of course we will have the same view in Excel. Let's open them directly in a spreadsheet. We don't have graphic processing or dedicated software, but we do have the option to print reports or to view these data in more detail directly in Excel. As for the explanation of the features and functions of the Adhesion test pull-off, ARW-T05A, we've covered everything. For further information or clarifications, please refer to the end credits shown at the end of this video.